Hey y'all, B-Dog Jr. back with you. I think what's all this noise over here? A lot of different vibrations going on here. You can feel the high frequency up here. And down here it can feel like a 1 per rev vibration. So that's gotta be the fan. But there is the better days. That's what working a couple of weeks ago. I replaced the run capacitor. I'll show you guys what's under this cover here. Cover off. Make sure I put my gloves on before I try to pull that cover off of there. Cut myself pretty good doing that one time without gloves. Anyway, I got a motor here to replace that fan motor that's on there, and actually got a fan too. And, they're both made by PROTECH. Even though they came from two different vendors on Amazon, wound up being from the same company. Go figure. Little shout out for Flex Inject 2. I got that from Amazon. Put it in there, I think it was last summer, or maybe it was in the early fall. But the AC and the heat are still working. This is the box here that the dual run capacitor came in. The reason I say dual is because it's split. It controls two different things on the air condition. It controls the compressor and the fan motor. So that's the old one there. And here's the new one. It's already installed. And like I said, it quit working on me a couple of weeks ago. Nothing was running, compressor or the fan. And probably 85 to 90% of the time, your problem is going to be a run capacitor or a start capacitor when your air condition quits working. I got a lot of cleanup to do in here. You see there's a lot of cypress tree needles and lizard eggshells in here. My beloved Italian cypress trees. And there's also a bunch in here. So I gotta get this all apart and clean it out. Looks like the condenser coils are pretty dirty, and this is a 15-year-old unit, so I would expect them to be dirty.
Actually, 20-year-old unit.
The run capacitor from a local air condition heating supply store, and while I was there, they had some tools to help me clean and straighten up the condenser coils, and I'll also be using them on the evaporator coils inside the house. This is the stuff that they gave me, or they sold me, to spray on the coils to clean them. They had an old jug of some other kind of stuff that's good for cleaning AC condenser and evaporator coils, but this is what they use nowadays, I guess, what the professionals use. They got a bunch of different vacuum attachments. So I can hopefully get my vacuum cleaner in there whenever I need to stick it suck the bad stuff out of it. I'll also be using some compressed air to blow debris out of there. Whatever I can't get out with the vacuum cleaner, and like a miniature shovel or something, whatever I can find to scoop that stuff out of there. I do have the power shut off inside the house for the air conditioning and the heater, and I got this contactor pulled that's out here to be safe. Safety first. I want to see how this motor is mounted on here. It's not very apparent by the looks of the new motor. So I'm thinking I might have to reuse the hardware off of this old one. The only hardware that came with the new motor are those little short screws there. And the through bolts or screws, whatever you want to call them, with the nuts on the ends there aren't long enough to stick through and mount to the barbecue grill on there. Yeah, barbecue grill, that's what I call that. Yeah, it looks like the case bolts go through this plate here. It's in the middle of the barbecue grill. And I didn't see any other of this model on YouTube that had the cover on there. I wasn't sure how to get the cover off, but it's just got little plastic molded U-shaped things there that snap over to those rods. So that was pretty easy. I just gently pried it off.
Hey guys, these are the correct screws for mounting the motor to the grill, and I didn't figure that out till later, and I'll show it on another video.
Start taking any of these wires off of here. I'm going to make sure that I have video showing me where the wires went, and also as a safety measure, it's a good idea to have yourself a tool, something made out of metal, or a needle nose or a screwdriver, so you can short these terminals together. Make sure there's no electricity stored up in there. Short them all three together or to ground. Well, there wasn't any gigantic sparks or anything, and generally they will discharge themselves through the windings of the motors and the compressor. So usually you don't find a charge that's stored up in one that's installed. Looks like a love bug there. Two love bugs joined together. How about that? No extra charge. At least Mr. and Mrs. Lovebug. Oh well. No extra charge for that. Well, no extra charge for that. Even though the handle of those needle nose is insulated, I also was wearing a pair of gloves, or one glove on my right hand. Nothing on my left hand. So there's 5 screws holding the top on here. 2 there, 1 here, and 2 over here on the back. Looks like a piece of plastic or maybe metal conduit that has the wires from the motor going over to the junction box here. But unfortunately, they didn't run them through the side of the box. They come in through the bottom. So I'm going to have to get up under here and identify the wires where they run through that hole. Come up into here. know how much I'm going to be filming of all this. But I'll try to get you guys some more footage before the job's done. Yeah, it'll probably be a separate video. They'll take care of that. All the screws going through the top are extremely short. Looks like a 1/4 inch. There's threads on it there. Probably because there's part of the condenser coil, maybe refrigerant lines running through the top here. So I definitely want to go back with some short screws like these, or at least check the inside after I get the top off here and see how long of a screw I can use. So this box only has 4 screws holding it on here. And the wires are kind of hard to get to down under there. So I'll probably just go ahead and pull this box off. Make sure there's nothing that's going to get damaged up under there before I go up. Take these screws off. 3 wires coming from the motor. Orange, brown, and black. Also went to the fan.
Just make sure you mark your wires, guys. Label them so you know where they go. Or at least make a video and label them if you can. That way you won't have any confusion when you're putting everything back together.
This black one here went over here to this junction box right there.
I think the heat was getting to me.
Right there.
Yep.
Right there.
Right there. Right there, B-Dog.
So don't forget that. Here she is. Got the lid off and the fan off. I just had to finagle the wires through that hole there and snake them out of here. They were getting caught on everything. But I got them out. These condenser coils are very delicate. Become quite deteriorated over the years, which is understandable. Aluminum, it oxidizes. See where I touched it there? I just barely touched it with my finger. But I think I can clean things up here and get her breathing a little bit better, maybe a lot better. A bunch of debris caught in places like down there. And behind the receiver dryer, or whatever that is. Not sure. I think that's what it is. I'll probably take this screw out of here and see if I can just flex this wall over this vent over to the side and get most of that debris out. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can do the same thing. Yeah, maybe I can. The conduit's flexible. So I can probably do the same thing on this side. Just flex that wall over. I was thinking these case bolts were going to be longer. Of course they are if they're not running through the top plate there. And I've got another motor that I pulled out of my air handler indoors. This fan doesn't look too bad, but it's got some rusted rivets on it there, being that I have a new fan now. I'm going to pull the sticker off of it. Being that I have a new fan, I'll go ahead and replace it. I'm sure it's deteriorated in some way. That's just a piece of flexible conduit there that the wires are running through. See the grease coming out of the motor. It's got drain holes. Supposed to leave the drain holes open. Get that set screw off of there so I can get this assembly off of the grill, because I'm going to be reusing the grill. Making a note of the fan spacing on the shaft. Let me get a tape measure. Well, I don't know if I need a tape measure or not, but this blade here, see how close it is to the shroud. It's about an inch, maybe a half an inch away from the shroud. So the shaft is about 3 7/16 long. Can't tell from well, on camera it doesn't look like 3 7/16. Looks like right on 3 inches, but oh well. It's about 1 1/4, maybe 1 3/16 from the end of the shaft to the fan. The motor's got drain holes. Wish these screws were a little bit longer. Through bolts, through screws, whatever you want to call them.
No worries.
It would be more comfortable if they were a little bit longer.
Won't be using those for mounting.
Hopefully they mean the same thing. Hopefully they're color coded, which I'm sure they are. Better be.
Yep.
Or I'd be frying something. New
It
fan
works.
looks pretty much identical. Except it's got a balance weight on here. I suppose I can slip that off if I don't need it. Put a hole on one side, no hole on the other side. So it's a drain hole. This water can collect inside here. A little duck pond there. These holes right here require super short screws, like a 1/4 inch long. I wanted to upsize to number 10s, and 3/8 inch long was the shortest that I could find in a number 10 on Amazon. Forget what I paid for them. I think they were like $7 or $8. Getting ready to clean this area out in here. And over here, probably gonna need a vacuum cleaner to get to some of that stuff. I'll show you why the screws are so short. So this is the hole right here where the screw goes through. And right behind that hole, you can see is a refrigerant line. I could probably go with maybe 1/2 inch long screws, but I'm not going to take any chances. I think those 3/8 number 10s will be fine. I got a lot of cleanup to do. I'll take care and have a good one. Burn out. Beautiful day here in Florida. Oh, my Rheem air condition. It's over here sun baking. Baked enamel finish. Yeah, I'm multitasking. Painted my needle nose too, they're all rusty. Should paint the charger, huh? I don't have enough silver. Maybe one day. Over here trying to figure out how to clean out all the debris out of here. I came up with this kitchen implement spatula from Spatula City. And a dustpan. I was going to use a vacuum cleaner, but I don't know. I think I'll just give this fertile looking soil back to the trees from whence it came. Looks pretty nutritious. Pretty sure I'll probably be using a vacuum cleaner over here. Maybe some compressed air. Take these sides loose and flex them out as much as I can.
Or just take the whole cover off.
I'll take care and have a good. I never noticed those drain holes in there before. I guess we never pay attention to these things until they're broke, huh? This is my heat pump. Let me get back to work. Just thinking. Looks like all I have to do is disconnect 3 wires, and I can take this conduit off of here. And then I'll just get this outer piece out of the way. It'll help me clean the condenser coil a lot better. What do y'all think? Am I smart or what? It's a tie wrap. I was out here last year doing the flex inject video because I think my air handler evaporator coil had been leaking some freon into the house, so I decided to use the flex inject. But anyway, when I was out here doing that video last year, I noticed that the wire nuts were all turned upside down so they could collect water. All 3 of them were upside down. I don't know if that was a coincidence or what, but water could come in through those vents and just fill up the wire nuts, causing them to corrode. I had a hard time getting them off anyway. I had to cut the wires. I bought some wire nuts from Amazon last year. It's the brand there, CR Weedy or Crowweedy, however you say it. Anyway, I don't like them. First one that I tried to use, the outer casing came off of it, when I was tightening it.
I think it was the yellow
And
ones.
they were cheap, like most stuff on
The
Amazon.
yellow ones didn't work right when I
That's
tried to
I'll
use them.
try to use them for this job or not. Anyway, I'll let you guys know if the same thing happens. I'll be using 3 of the red ones.
Yeah, those red ones work
Unless I get
good.
up to Home Depot or Lowe's to buy some good ones.
3 red ones that I used are
This
working
body
good.
work off of here. You can see all the debris that was collected inside there. Now I can get to all the sides easier. Well, I still got quite a job ahead of me, but I think it's going to be good. I think the results will be good. The easy button to get all this mess out of here. Hopefully I don't get a face full of dirt. I better put my glasses back on. Okay, here we go. Drain holes are clear.
Yep, drain holes are clear.
I was gonna rinse it out with water, but may not need to now. See if I can just blow all this crap out of here. Gotta come at it from the back side. Switch hands. Stuff back inside. Well, you guys get the idea anyway, huh? I was getting dirt and crud all over me and all over my phone. Still some stubborn parts down here and behind the receiver dryer. Got me sniffling. And over here, and over on the backside too. Looks nice and clean from inside though. I got this hook scribe. I think I'll try to run the scribe along there and see if I can clear it out. Then run the blower back over it again. Here's my heat pump, all stripped down to parade rest. Got it all cleaned out. I see some places where these cooling fins are folded over. I think it was actually the high pressure wind from my Ego blower. Thing puts out some air, especially when you put it on turbo or whatever the high speed is called. Push that thing forward. Turbo.
Turbo.
Anyway, I think I'll try to use this tool that I bought locally from a HVAC supply store. Universal fin comb. I think I'll try to use it to straighten some of these fins out. See how it works. This makes a good back scratcher, just the right length. Look how easy this package is to open. Don't need a knife or scissors or nothing. There it is. Just slide it. The only thing I hate about that screwdriver, can't set it down anywhere, it'll roll away on you. Yep, I open it one-handed. So here it is. It's got this little sliding plastic piece. So depending on how wide your fins are, you can adjust this. Let's see what we get.
Worst thing about the snap-on screwdrivers is they're so expensive. I think they were like $50 back when I bought mine. They're probably going for like $80 now.
Okay, here we are. I've never used one of these before. I knew what they were. I just never saw a need to buy one till now. Hey, maybe that's working. Try another pass with it. Does it look any better to y'all? I'll keep going with it for a few minutes. I want to get this thing back together tonight. Don't want any critters fooling around in here, hurt themselves or damage my coil. And I know how to use one of these fin combs. You can see it's curved in one direction. And it's got that slider to adjust how far apart. And I guess also how stiff it would be. I wasn't having much luck doing it this way. You can see which way the fins are folded over. kind of try to pull them back straight. I think that's the best thing. There's some over here. I don't know. I'll keep working with it.
Hey guys, part 2 is going to be coming out here maybe next week. So give me about 7, 8, maybe 10 days and I'll get part 2 together for y'all. And that'll be putting a new motor and new fan blade in there. So y'all take care and have a good one. This is B-Dog Jr. We over and out.